And start watching some video. Number 1, defenseman vision habits. Not only your strong side defenseman, but your weak side defenseman has to be shoulder checking all the way back into the zone. What generally happens with young defensemen is they don't look until they get to the puck, but when they get to the puck, it's too late to gather that information. So this one, the Ottawa player gathers information before he gets to the puck, sees what's up ice, gets to the puck, eyes come up again as soon as he retrieves the puck, makes a good outlet pass, and they're gone up the ice on offense. Not using the weak side, number 2. So in this one, 2 white players going back for the puck. Whole weak side of the ice is open. Strong side defenseman fires it up the strong side, picked off, turns into a really good scoring opportunity. Back to this clip again. Just watch the difference of a passing team that can pass and receive well, how clean their breakout is, just switching sides of the ice. Third example of it, white teams going back for the puck, and we'll watch all 3 blue forecheckers getting puck hypnotized, chasing that player to the strong side. Weak side defenseman makes a really good read. He's still heading back towards the front of the net in case there's trouble, but reads and falls off and has the whole side of the ice wide open to be able to break out. So 3, winger positioning and support. This one, a little bit polarizing, but again, it's one of those things over the years. It's let's bring our wingers low. If we're getting caught in our own zone, let's bring our wingers down lower. The problem with bringing your wingers down lower is the other team has defensemen standing up at the blue line, and now there's a huge gap between these wingers and the other team's defensemen who are up at the blue line. If that puck squirts free, it's basically a free shot. And also, another thing to watch is, so the dark team has 3 forwards down low, and generally they have an F3 up high, or a player that's playing a little bit higher. So now you can see with a low winger, they're usually going to get checked by the other team's forward, not the other team's defenseman. So when you're playing that low, it's usually the other team's F3 that makes a play on you, and now there's another big void. So these 2 basically cancel each other out. Now the white team's center support has to go up and fill into that void. So you're just basically going through more layers. Not that it's a bad thing if you trust your players and their ability to battle and win plays on the boards, but it's going through 2 of the other teams. It's going through the other team's F3 and also going through the other team's defenseman. So you have to bring everybody into it. The support is just a little bit different if you want to run low wingers. But we'll get into some other clips here that show high wingers and what the advantage is. And again, neither of them are right and wrong, just something to consider. If you're struggling with it, really look at clips like this and see, who's breaking out, who's checking who. So in this one, it's Canada's F3 that makes the check on the fin, and they actually have good support. So there's the key. They have a center, or one of the forwards is coming up into this void because of this battle right here. So it's Canada's F3 checking the Finn winger, and then another Finn forward is filling up over top into that void. And then what would happen here, if that puck did squirt loose here, now it's going to be a battle between the Canada defenseman and the Finn support player. So again, there's that example of two layers to go through. So there's one battle here that Finns have to win, and there's going to be another battle here that they have to win. So it's just going through 2 layers, as if you had a winger up higher than their F3, then you're just going through 1 layer. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of a word soup, but with the visual examples, I hope that's good. And then just winger skills. At the minor hockey level, we have so many players coming into the regional teams or elite AA, AAA teams that come from small towns, and they were always the center. And the ability to play against a pinch or have those deft little skills on the half wall, just they're not natural, because most players played the center position and they're not comfortable with those plays or just haven't had enough reps. So we'll watch a couple of the things that are huge prerequisites. So if your breakout is failing and your wingers can't get past the pinch, are they taking a shoulder check? So you can see here, Letestu taking a shoulder check up ice. I love this clip because he identifies that, yes, there is a pinch coming. I'm going to go over, I'm going to turn, box out. And this is about the best situation you can be in. A right winger on the left side, because where the puck is completely shielded from the defenseman that's coming in to check. So boxes out, makes a nice little play to the center swing, touches past, and they actually go down for a good play on this one. So another on same team, Yamamoto takes a couple shoulder checks. You can see a second shoulder check there, identifies it, pressure's coming, again boxes out or counter pinches, gets it to that center swing. And this one does turn into a goal. So again, just tracing it back to a half wall play on an exit. This winger skating backwards up the ice. So this is kind of the way you see it. He's shoulder checking. You can see the shoulder checks in there, picks it up and pivots. Last one here, fear of mid lane passes. So typically we think of mid lane passes as passes that go right in front of the net or right into the slot area. And most times it isn't that. It's probably 90% of the time that it actually doesn't go into that area. So if we think about the home plate area that we always talk about, that home plate, generally you'll see the passes where the center swing is actually exiting out of the home plate area. So they're swinging and coming out of the home plate rather than going into it, and that's when they get the pass around the dot lane somewhere. So it is a bit of a misconception, and typically you'll see defensemen make mid-lane passes from the corner, not from right behind the net. So you can see the defenseman is over in the corner and he's passing back at a 45 because he's in the corner. He's pulled this forechecker all the way over to the boards, which opens things up. Mid-lane passes generally don't happen in front of the net. They happen more on one side of the ice or the other. So if you are comfortable with that, it's actually pretty easy to implement. Here's a U13 team that was coached really well a couple of years ago. And you can see the defenseman picks up the puck, skates it wide like he's coming up to the strong side winger, and very good support by the centerman. Nice little slip play, and that centerman is exiting home plate area and going on a breakout. So